So today we will discuss on a qualitative software that is known as QDA minor light, and this software is open source software which is available free. It has two version. One version is free version that you can download and install in your system, or there is a upgraded version of QDA minor light, so that you have to purchase. But I will discuss with you and demonstrate with you what are the important features of QDA minor light that is available on free. And at the end of this lecture, you'll find and you'll realize this software can be utilized for analyzing qualitative data. In fact, it is very user-friendly software. It can be easily learned and easily worked. So let us see how this QDS minor light software works. If you want to install this software in your system, you can simply download QDA minor light from the Google site, and this software can easily be installed in your system. It will not ask for anything. Only you need to do it the sign up. Only registration is required that you can do by using your details and email ID. So then you can install in your system. And once it is installed in your system, then you can start working with that. So before demonstrating you how to work with the QDA minor light, let us tell about the qualitative data. So what happens, suppose for example, you have conducted one interview and you ask them, you say the 5 questions, and they have given you the answers. This answer is in a word form or it is in a textual form. Textual form means, so you have to conduct interview, then you have to transcribe the interview into word or paragraphs. So now you have paragraphs or you have pages, and which explains the responses of the sample about your question. I think now you can imagine what is your question. Let me show you the qualitative data after the interview, that I have some sample copy of the data, so that I can show you. So you can just see. Let us see. I hope you can see this one. There is a file. You see, this is a file.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
This
on.
is data
Yes,
for
sir.
sample 1. I have given the name student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, like this. So total 10 students are there, or I can say 10 sample is there. to whom I have conducted an interview, and after conducting the interview, I have transcribed. Transcribed means I have written in a Word file their responses question wise. So after transcription, it looks like this. After transcription, I think now you can see this will look like this. The details of the sample you can see here. The name Annapurna Barik, the father name, the age, mother's name, the class in which she is studying, then siblings, number of brothers and number of sisters, the name of the school or college. So these are the identification data or different variables, you can say. So then if you go down, you'll see this is a question. Do you go to school or college regularly? If yes, how you go? If no, why you are not going? So this is a question that was asked to the students. Then these are the responses. Responses given by a particular student, and I have transcribed it. And if you see, this is the entire transcription. The entire transcription is there. I think total how many questions are there? Let us see. There are total 16 questions are there. An interview was conducted and it was transcribed. So that means, if you can see it, these are the 10 students, or I can say 10 interview transcription. And this data you want to analyze. This data you want to analyze. So we were doing manually. But there are many softwares, not one, there are many qualitative softwares are there. If you can learn it, you can also analyze your qualitative data by using the softwares. So one great problem we face in qualitative data analysis is in presenting our data. We collect the data, then we analyze it. So we face difficulty in presenting. How to present it? Most of the times we present our qualitative data in paragraph form. In a paragraph form, in a text form, we just continuously narrating, go on writing. But this software will help us to analyze the qualitative data, and this qualitative data can be converted into tables. It can be converted into different types of graphs. It can be converted into frequency and percentage. So I want to tell you, if you are using this software, you can make presentation of your qualitative data in tabular form, in a graphical form. I think which will be one of the better way to present data, so that the readers can easily understand it. Because the main intention of presentation is that the student should, or the reader should understand. So your research paper or research. So for this, you need to use this qualitative data analysis software. There are many are there, I said, but this is one. I work with this last so many years. I am working with this, and let us see now how this can be utilized. If you see my desktop, and this is a software, if you can see, this is my software, you can see, and it is written here QDA minor light, And this is a shortcut of MinerLite software that I installed in my system. And this is the icon. I think by looking to this icon, you can say this is the software. So now you want to work on it. Let us start working with it. Just click on, double click. When you click on this icon, then it will work. It will open now. This dialog box will open. And I say this MinerLite has two edition. One edition is huge free edition. Another is upgrade edition. Upgrade edition has many other features. But you know, I'll tell you or I'll demonstrate you the free edition of Lite. So then you click on use free edition. Click here. Once you click here on free edition, this page is open now. And this is a nothing is there, it is completely empty. Nothing is written. Now you want to work here. I told you, you have conducted interview and you have transcribed the interview. Your interview data is available on your system. You know the way when you are working with the SPSS, you import your data. You import your data from Excel file or some other quantitative software file to the SPSS and then you work on it. Similarly, in here also in QDA MinerLite, you can bring the data that you already transcribed and you have saved somewhere in the system. This is one option. And the second option is you can create a data set here also. But I'll show you, let us, how we can start working with the things. So now two things are there. One is a project, another is help. Project. Project means, you know, the name is given by the QDA Lite, MinerLite. The project is, this is a your data, all data. It project includes your all data, all variables that you want to work on. Suppose you are working on your PhD thesis and the entire data, that qualitative data is there that you want to analyze, that becomes your project. The project is a task that you want to perform it, including data, variable, cases. Okay, let us see. If I click on project, here you see, if I click on the project, this pull down menu. One of the characteristics of this QDA MinerLite is that this work in pull down menus. That is, they no need to write anything, any formula. They no need to write any formula. You no need to remember any formula. Only you have to use the pull down menu and do the operation. So here, you know, your three open are there. New, that you want to create a new project, completely new, nothing has been done. You want to open means you already created some project. You already created a project. Earlier you have worked with that. Now you want to open it and you want to rework on it. Or you want to continue working on it. Or this is reopen. Reopen means at a time you can work with 3, 4 or with many projects you can at a time work. If you see, all my projects are there. I have written the name. If I want to open any one of them, I can click and one will open here. So this is a reopen. At a time you can work with the 1-2 projects if you like. But this is a open means I already done something, I want to open it. But your task will be new. You want to create a project at fresh. You have only data is there, you want to create a project. Let us see. If you click on new, again this dialog box will come. You see this, even there are four options are there. Create a project from the list of documents and images. Create a project from a list of documents and images. So that means you have already data is there, you have image is there somewhere in the system. You want to create a project by using the data. That means you will import all your transcribed data to this application or QTM MinerLite. Then you can work on it. And the second option is telling here. Second option is telling you can get data from web data files or web services. So this is a software where suppose you want to get data from Facebook, you want to get data from your email. Your all email can be imported here and you can analyze. Suppose for example you want to work on the Facebook posting of some one particular individual or the 10 individual. The Facebook posting. So entire Facebook data can be imported here and it can analyze. Then the last option here is create a blank project. Completely blank project will open. Then you can design it. But I'll show you the easiest one, the first option I'll demonstrate. Maybe in the later I can demonstrate you how to work with data from web services or how to create a blank project. Because the first one usually we have, now you have already data, somewhere transcribed, and you want to just bring the data here and analyze. Okay. So then you click on the create a project from the list of documents and images. You click on it. Once you click on, then now this is a dialog box which is asking where your data is available that you want to bring, that you want to import. What is the location of the data? And I think you can remember the way when we import data from Excel to SPSS, we also give the name of the file, the location of the file, then we can import it. So similarly now, let us see my data. Where is my data? My data I put in the Excel. My data is not a Excel data, this is a Word file. And my data is available in the desktop. Let me see where is my data is available. So here my data somewhere is available. Let me, this is the data. So now the 10 cases means 10 individual, 10 sample. Now I will import. I can import it one by one I can import, or I can at a time I can import all the data to the system. If you can do one by one, you can do it. Suppose for example the student 1, then you can add here. Student 2, you can add here. Student 3, you can add here. Or at a time you can select all by using a shift key. Shift and arrow key if you can use. All are selected. You just click here. Now it is done. Just you Now all the data files and its location are selected. You see here the data files, the name of the data files, and the location is C drive. Desktop, it is already located. Now you want to create, just click on create. Again another dialog box is coming. It is asking import file location. If you want the file location, you can use it, you can click here. So you don't want, leave it. Import creation date. Suppose when you are getting the data, or when you are transcribing the data, or when you have conducted interview, if you want to keep the name of the, I think, location or the date, so that you can click here. You just say click here. I don't require all the information now. So say okay. Now it is asking, we have to give a name before this is the new project will be created now, because for your future reference you need to give a name here. Suppose I have given a name trial. I have given trial QDA. Any name you can give it, and I want to save it in the desktop. You see, I want to save in a desktop. Save it. You see now. Now all the data are imported here. This is the place where you need to work in KDM minor light. And I'll show you. If you see here, this is it seems that there is a one sheet. This is a one sheet where you are working here, but this is not one sheet. You just recall, when you work with the Excel, you put your data there, you do operation, you get your result on the same page. But if you recall your experience with the SPSS, you have data one place, you have variable one place, and whenever you do any calculation, the output will come in another place. But here also, you see, of course, it seems that there is a one sheet, but here itself on this page, you will find there are many windows are there. Many windows. You see here, I'll show you. Let me tell you the window. You see here something is written here, if you can see. Cases. You see cases. Cases mean the number of sample or the number of participant. You see now I have imported 10. All 10 are there. All 10s are there. The cases I have imported. You can add many more here. Many more cases or many data can be entered. You see now it is, when I click on student 1, the data about the student 1 is visible here. This is a data window. You can see this space is a data window. The entire space is data window. You can see this is a data window. This space is entirely a data window. But this is, you see, this is a cases. This is a case window. Case means the sample is available here. Then the second window is G, like the second window. This is expanded. Now if you want to minimize, just click here. This arrow mark, if you click, this is now minimized. Cases is now this cases window. And you see there is a variable window here. If you can click here, this will be expanded. And here is the space for variable. So all the variable you can add here. For example, like you see here many variables are there. Okay, this is a variable windows are there. Suppose example here variable, the two variables are there. One is student one, or if you are writing the name of the student, the name of the student will come here. This document, but you want to add some more variable here. You want to add some more variables here. So for this, you see here there is a toolbar. This is toolbar. This is a variable. This toolbar is a variable view is there. And if you click on here, if you click this pull down menu, you want to add a variable. Suppose for example, you want to add one variable here. You click here, add, and this big dialog box has come now. Now you want to add a variable. Variable name, suppose I want to add age. I have written here age. Description means, if you want to write something, some more details about the students, like, cases, you can write. Suppose I have written here, student's age. Then it is asking the data type. And this data type is numeric. Because student's age always be written in number. So this is a numeric. But you see there are many other things are also there. You can also, string is there. Suppose when you want to write the name of the school as a variable, the name of the student as a variable, the string, or you can write a numeric. Suppose you want to feed date of birth, then you can come to the date. So many things are there, but here I choose it numeric. Numeric is one variable. You just add, click here, add. One variable is created, that is age is a variable. Suppose I want to create another variable, class. Okay. I write here students class. As you know which class the students are studying, I want to write. And this is again I want to give a numeric value. Numeric, class 10, class 12, class 3, class 5, all are numeric. Add. Suppose I want to write here another variable, name of college. Because this is, you cannot write more the name of college. Suppose I don't want to write anything here. This is type of variable is short string. You make it as a 20. That means 20 later it will take 20. You see variable is coming now. So this way you can add the variables depending upon your data, depending upon your the purpose of your study. So now you click here, create. Okay, you see the variables are created here. Age is there, class is there, name of college is there. Suppose now these variables are created, it is not filled. Suppose for this particular data, this is a data for case 1. You see, this is a data for case 1. I want to feed here the variable. Just you click here age. Age is here 16. Class is plus 2. So it is class is 12. Name of the college, you can write Madhuban. Madhuban College, right? This is filled now. The variables are filled for this particular case. In this way, you can fill all the variable columns you can fill. Now you can make it small, like minimize the variable window. I told you this is a case window, that is a variable window, and one window which is very, very important here is the code window. Because when you work with qualitative data, coding is essential. Because we start our qualitative data analysis by coding. So here is a Another is a code window. Here actually no codes is given. There is no code is there, but you can add the codes. You can add the code. There are two things is there here. One is you can add a code and you can add a categories. Suppose for example you want to add the code. Just you click here, codes, art. This pull down menu you click here, art, and this dialog box is coming. So one dialog box is coming, that is name of the code here, then here category. In qualitative data analysis we need a category. Category means it's a group. Category is a broad aspect. Under one category there are many codes. Under one group, one category, there are many codes are there. So therefore you start with a category. Suppose here category is, suppose I say attending college or school. This is a category. I have written a one category is attending school or college. Or I can write, causes of not attending school or college. Causes of not attending school or college is one category. And I can add here a code. I can add here like, not going regularly. Not going regularly. And you see here, you can also differentiate the code here by using different colors here. I have used this red. You click here, one code is added here, you see. I can add another code. Going attending regularly. Suppose regularly, somebody say I am attending school or college regularly. That is another code. So here I can want to give a new color. That is I have used another code. Suppose I say there is another code. If I want to use here is like due to household work. Like due to household work, he or she is missing the school or college. So that is another code. So if you want to, I want to give you another like color. Just you add here. Somebody say during harvesting session. During harvesting time, I am not able to go to the school. During harvesting time, you can make a change here each year. If I close here, if you can see one category I have created, and there are many codes. And these codes sometimes, these codes are created by the researcher. Nowhere these codes are written. So you have to create the code, and these codes are not fixed. So after reading two set of data, if I see that I need to change one code, I can edit the code, or I want a new code can be added after some time, then I can add a new code. So all the options are here. If you write your code, you can add code, you can delete a code, you can edit a code. You can also merge two codes. Suppose you see that two codes are similar in nature, you want to merge it, you make it one. So you can also merge the codes. So all the operations are available here. Okay. So you see now I told you the cases, the variable, then these are the the codes. There are 3 windows in the left side. Okay. And at the top, if you see at the top, these are the project, these are the cases, variables, codes, I told you. Okay. And this is the main function analyze. I will tell you sometime after. Now there is another 2 window is also there here. So one window is this one. This is a document window I said. And extreme right side, this side, this place is this is a window for comments or coding segments. Okay, I'll demonstrate one. Suppose example, I want to code this data I want to code. The number 1 question, do you go to college regularly? Yes or no? If you are not going, why you are not going school, college regularly? This is the question. And you want to start working with your data. That means you want to code it. Because unless you finish your coding data, you cannot analyze. So the coding each and every data or each and every case is really a time taking. It needs some time. So we have to finish coding all the cases, then only we can analyze the data and we can see what tables we can generate, what frequency tables, tree tables, or different types of graphs we can generate. Now let us start coding. Here only I have given the category and coding names. I have not coded the data. Just I have created a code book. I can say this is a kind of code book. I have created a code, but I have not coded or I have not started working with the data. Now let me start working with the data by coding. So how to code it? Suppose for example, the first one is this response is now no, I don't go to college every day. So I want to code this one. Then I have to select by using my mouse. I know I don't want to go to college every day. I have selected this one. And I want to give this code is not going regularly. Just you double click on here. And you see here in the right side, the coding has come. If I click on the coding, you see the category name is coming, the code name is coming, the date of creation is coming. You see here. The first question is that do you go to college or school regularly? She is telling no, I don't go to college every day. So that means some portion of the data that answer your question. So that you select, and this what is selected here, this is a segment. This is a one segment. Now you have given codes. Now then, but I try to attend most of the classes. I miss the classes sometimes when assigned with household work. Again, this is another important point. I miss the class. You can select it. Miss the class sometimes due to household work. You select it and make it here due to double click, due to household work. Another code is given. You see the different colors is coming. So it can help you to differentiate the different segment, different codes that you use. There is a somewhere it's also written during harvesting session also I am not able to attend the school. So there is another code here. You click, double click, the codes are coming. So this is the way you have to code the entire data. That means you are identifying the segments or the sentence, the words that is matching with this code, and now you are coding it. Something here also written like family function also I am not going to college or school. or during when the guests are coming to my home, I am not going. So I wanted two more quotes. I have to add here now. Quotes, add it. So now is during like due to family function. Due to family function, you can give another color art. Like when on arrival of guests, when guests are coming, she is also not going to the school on something like menstruation period. So since she is a girl, she is not a teenage girl, so she is also missing the class during the menstruation time. So if everything you want to, if you want to like you want to code this one also, you just click here, it will come. So this is how you have to code your entire data. So let me summarize what I discussed with you. Like today I demonstrated with you how to create a project by importing data from your system, then how to create variable, different variables are to create it, then how to create codes, and the last part is how you can assign codes to the segments in the data. And this is something a basic knowledge or skill that you need for analyzing qualitative data by using QDA Analyte. So we'll stop here. In the next class, I'll show you how you can analyze the qualitative data, how you can analyze it, and how you can create a different kinds of tables, graphs, word clouds. So that is something very important. I think we'll